Hi, and welcome back to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm your guitar teacher, Dwayne. And in today's video, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to get a good tone, maybe what kind of amp to look to get started with. And what I'm going to do here is start you off with this amp right here. This is a Marshall MG10. This is a good starter amp that I would recommend, a little practice amp. It retails for a little bit under $100. I think it's about $70. And it's very simple to use. Just got 4 knobs. It's 2 channels. You got a clean channel and an overdrive channel. It's got a headphone jack and a jack right here to plug your iPod in. I know in this video you can't really see all that stuff, but I'm going to explain it to you here in a few minutes, okay? So basically what I have here is I have my guitar plugged straight into the amp. And we're on the clean channel right now. And it just gives you a nice clean tone. So if you want to strum some chords or something. And what I like about this amp is you have your clean, you got your clean channel, your volume channel here. You've got your gain knob, your other volume knob, and your contour knob. Okay. Now, your contour knob acts as a 3-band equalizer. So in a stereo system, you're going to have 3-band. Equalizer is going to consist of your bass, your mid, and your treble. And being that this is just a small little practice amp, they put that all into one knob. So like if you're all the way to the left, you're going to have a bassier tone. And as you turn the knob closer to the right, your sound gets a little bit brighter. So if you want to play something kind of bright, that's good for that, okay? Now your guitar is going to determine your tone as well. So right now, if you're playing a guitar that has more than one pickup, you're going to have a pickup selector switch, which I believe I mentioned in my other video on getting started, so you should already know what that is. And if you're not too sure, it's this switch down here between the knobs. And what it does is it determines your tone as well. There's many different ways you can get tone, and it's what I like about music is you can pick the kind of tone that you want. You know, music is a very individual kind of art. So it's kind of up to you and what you like. I'm just going to give you some examples of what you can do with this amp and this guitar. Very basic setup. So right now, I have the pickup selector switch in the back pickup, which is your bridge pickup. Now on this particular guitar, I have 2 pickups. The back one, which is our bridge pickup, and the forward one, which is our neck pickup, because it's closest to the neck. This one's the bridge pickup because it's closest to the bridge. Now if I put it into the neck position, I get a little bit more of a bassier tone. Your neck pickup usually gives you a kind of a bassier tone. And that's good for playing stuff like maybe some jazz or some blues kind of stuff. Or if you want to play some, kind of blues stuff like this. Perfect for that kind of stuff. You see it has that kind of bluesy kind of tone to it. Perfect for that kind of thing. And then, if you want to play some bluesy kind of melody. Perfect for that kind of sound. Now if I put it in the back pickup, the bridge pickup, then I'm going to give it more of a brighter tone. Which is good for blues too as well. Just give a little bit of a brighter tone. So it kind of depends on what kind of tone you like. If I was going to play the blues, I'd probably play more with my neck pickup, kind of some jazzy kind of stuff. If I was going to play maybe like strum some chords, some natural chords like this. I'd probably use it in the bridge pickup. Something like that. So that's a good tone for the clean channel. Now what I like about this, like I mentioned before, is it's a 2-channel amp. So if we put it on our second channel, then we're going to be utilizing these other 3 knobs here. Our contour knob is going to be utilized for both channels, and on our clean channel we basically just have our volume knob and the contour knob. Those are the 2 knobs used for that channel. Now when we turn on to our overdrive channel, now we're going to be using our gain knob as well. And our gain knob is what determines how much distortion, how much of that rock sound you get. So right now it's all the way to the, I'd say it's about 2. And right now we don't have a whole lot of gain in it. And the more I turn it up, it gives me a little more gain. And right now it's kind of set at that kind of overdrive sound from like the 60s when they would overdrive their amps. Back in the day they didn't have distortion, so they just kind of had a clean channel. And what they would do, people like Jimi Hendrix would take the guitar amp and he would overdrive it, you know, to 10, try to just crank everything, and everything would just start distorting, and you'd get that overdrive sound that he had back in the day. And so now what's cool about these little practice amps is you can get that sound without having to just crank it up to 10 by just being able to overdrive the gain knob and keep your volume knob down. So as I start to turn the gain knob more to the right, I'm getting even more distortion, more of a rock sound. And what's neat is you have another volume knob here, so your volume knob, you can really determine, you know, how loud you want it. If you don't want it to be too loud, you can keep it down, but you can keep the gain up, and then you've got a nice rock sound at a very low volume. Or if you want to crank it, you can keep the gain knob up and start cranking up the volume, you know. Stuff like that. So it's kind of neat. You can really control it. And then your contour knob, once again, is going to control that tone. Either have a bassy tone or a bright tone. So whatever it is you like to play is all that, you know. Now this is just a Marshall. It's got its own kind of tone, and every amp's got their own kind of tone. So if you're, you know, line 6 is a little bit different than Marshall, and you got PV and, you know, Fender, and they're all a little bit different. I like this amp because it's just real simple to use and really good, simple to how to get started kind of amp. So I would recommend starting off with something like this. It's pretty easy to use, and it's not too expensive, and it's got everything you pretty much need to play rock and roll. So once again, if we have our distortion up, you know, we can play some. So as you can see, as I change the pickup selector switch, right now I'm in my neck pickup. I have more of a kind of a bluesy sound. I'm fully distorted on here on the second channel, but I've got kind of a bassy kind of. And if I turn it back to the bridge pickup, it gives me more of a brighter sound. Okay, so that's how you get a really good rock sound. Get you a little amp, kind of like this. It doesn't have to be this particular one. I would recommend this one because it's easy to use. It's got what you need, but just make sure it has an overdrive channel to it. And you can control what I like about this. You control the amount of overdrive you want. If you don't like that much overdrive, you say, yeah, I like some overdrive, but not that much. You can control how much you want. That's what I like about it. You know, if you're playing some, you know, some AC/DC or something, you might want to, you know, not have as much overdrive, because AC/DC kind of just plug straight in and crank the amp, and they get that kind of natural overdrive sound, you know. But if you want to play something heavy, you know, some death metal or some Metallica or something like that, then you want to have, you know, more distortion, maybe crank up the gain, you know, so you can play more of a you know. Something like that. So that's what I would recommend. And these little amps are kind of buzzy, but all right. Now there's two more things to this amp that it has that's really neat. It's got your headphone jack, which almost all amps have, which is cool because then you can get loud and put on headphones and you're not disturbing anybody, the neighbors or your parents or anything. And then what I really like about this particular amp, and almost all amps nowadays are built like this, they have a outlet here to plug your iPod in. And what's cool about that, and I'll show you that here in a second, is you can plug your iPod in and practice along with your favorite song, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in, and this is just a simple cord that you get at like Radio Shack or the music store. It's just an 1/8" cord with just a cord with stereo cord with 1/8" jack. You want it to be stereo. It's got two lines here on the plug here, and I know you can't really see that great in this video, but you just want to make sure it's a stereo plug. You plug it into your iPod or your MP3 player or even a CD player, whatever, and you can plug right into the amp, and the amp will act as a speaker. So like for instance, if we're playing this song, so I can just play this song and then go ahead and play along with it. Let me get my tone here a little bit better. There we go. So you can kind of play along with it, which is kind of cool. And I'm not going to play the whole song right now, but I'll just show you a little bit of what you can do with this. Okay, this is basically to show you what you can do, with this little amp. So like right now I'm going to try a little bit of the solo part of the song. This Iron Maiden's The Trooper. So let's just check out how the sounds here. Just a little bit. So, once again, just a quick example of what you can do with this. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to show you an example of a cool little amp that you can get started with. Not too expensive, very easy to use, 2 channels. Now, like I said, if you don't like this amp, there's other amps out there that will like it. All you have to do is just kind of figure out what works for you. Okay, this is what I like. This is what I use for teaching. It's a cool little amp. And once again, you can plug your iPod into it and practice along with your favorite songs once you learn how to do that and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can shoot me an email at my website at dwaynesguitarlessons.com, and I'll try to guide you in the right direction. If you like to shop online, I have a resource pages right there on my website where you can go to a music store and you could probably get this amp or any of them that are similar to it. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you're jamming. I hope you're learning some stuff, having some fun with the guitar, and I will talk to you on my next video. Thanks.